think I need to explain the class trial rules again, because you've already went through it before. But, just in case if anybody forgets, does anyone want me to go through the rules again?
No, Monokuma. We've already did this last time. I don't think you have to explain the class trial rules to us again. Huh? What's the matter, Mickey? Huh? Why are you... Oh... There's more of them.
Wait, hold on. Why are you... Oh... That's right.
Wait a second! I just realized something! What the fuck happened to the floor?!
Okay, normally I called you a dumbass because the floor hasn't completely changed. But you are right about something. Things have changed since we last been here. To sum up a long story short, the trial had to go through some renovations. That's why everything looks different compared to the last time you guys had a trial. Wait, but what happened to the portraits? They look different, especially Waddle mine's. Oh, that? Well, that's also part of the renovations. For example, boing. For Waddle Dee's portrait, okay, it's, I mean, it's, the way I drew him, it's, I mean, it's not much of an upgrade, but it's also not much of a downgrade. The only difference is that you can't see his entire body. You only just see his face. So, yeah, there's nothing much to say about him. But, on to the first blackened. Violet Plume, and... I really did a good job on her. Especially look at the flower, which, by the way, it's not traced, suckers! So, yeah. Mostly her old one was pretty garbage. So, I'm glad on how this turned out. But as for our most recent victim, Mr. Dorito Man over here, well, I kinda messed up his eyes because I was looking at him from a different perspective, so, yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works somewhat. I tried my best for this. Anyways, that's enough for me, so, boing. But enough about that. Are we ready to start the second class trial?
Yeah, no, I don't think you need to do that. Because we already know who the killer is.
What? Already? Like, how am I gonna end the trial this early?
Especially just the investigation took 8 fucking months.
Hey, wait a second, Wah. Didn't you say last time that if we found out who the killer was, we would be able to vote?
Well, yes, I did say that. But everyone has to agree to vote.
No, Monokuma, we're not ready to vote because we already know what they're gonna say. And they have 3 simple words. How about no?
Yeah, I agree with Joey on this one. We're not ready to vote. Listen, we'll discuss about that topic once we get there. But as of right now, we haven't gotten to that topic. So our final conclusion is, we're not ready to vote.
Phew. All right, I'll admit, you had me scared for a bit. But enough about all that. Are we actually ready to start the second class trial? Or do we have any other useless points?
Yes, Monokuma. We already know how the class trial goes, and we've already done this before. So, we're ready to start.
Roger that, Mr. Bullboy!
Please do not call me that.
Anyways, let the second class trial commence!
So, what's our first topic gonna be this time? Since, this case is a lot different than the last one.
Isn't it obvious, sweetheart? Let's ask the mouse on what happened because he ran away from the crime scene.
And he's not even saying anything. He's being quiet. Alright, I've seen enough, Wayne. Let's cast our vote. Now hold your horses there, Mon. You can't immediately just cast your votes after hearing silence from Mick over here. Like, seriously, have you ever thought of the fact that he could be shooken up after everything that's happened, Mike? Plus, you didn't even give him the chance to defend himself. You immediately just gunned it.
Well, if he isn't going to talk, then I might as well say this. Mickey, take your time. If you don't want to talk about it right now, then that's fine. There's no rush after all.
Yeah, there is. If he wastes all of our time in the class trial, we all die.
One more peep out of you, and I'll come over and kick your ass. Anyways, if you are confident that you want to talk about it, then okay, we'll let you talk about it. We won't make the same mistake like last time on how we did with Cuphead. We'll at least hear your side of the story. And if you're too nervous, then that's okay. Just take some time to collect your thoughts. But I want to ask you this. Do you feel comfortable talking about it right now? Okay. We'll give you some time. Thank you.
Wow, Lamar, that's really good advice.
Well, you're not the only one who's a father, Oswald. I'm a father too. And I've dealt with these types of situations. So, I'm at least experienced with this type of stuff.
Well, if Mickey isn't our first topic, then what is?
Maybe let's start with the sequence of events, like last time. But, maybe we should think on how this model occurred? No, I feel like that's too early. I think we'll get through that later. Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, Wes. So, what do we even start with this time?
Maybe let's talk about Phineas's body in the boiler room and exactly how he turned out like this. That's probably a good way to start.
Alright, so this time we're figuring out Phineas's injuries instead of the cause of death this time. This time I know the answer because not only did I read the file, but I investigated with Linzer Cookie. So this should be a piece of cake.
So Phineas's body was definitely burned all over the place.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
Triangle Mine being burned led to the boiler exploding.
But what caused the boiler to explode?
Maybe they used a flamethrower, Where the hell did you get that idea from?
I don't think there is a flamethrower in this place.
Well, Waluigi is right on one note, that the culprit used something flammable to burn the titanium in the boiler. Well, maybe we're looking at it the wrong way. The wrong way? What are you talking about, Squirtle? I mean, what if its cause of death was the other way around? What if the cause of death wasn't burned? It was blunt force trauma.
No, that's incorrect.
No, Squirtle. I don't think it's possible that the cause of death was the other way around. Heck, it even stated it in the Monokuma file.
Wait. Before we continue, I just want to ask Squirtle one question. What was the real cause of death? Obviously it was burned. I just thought it was the other way around. I thought it was onto something, okay? Okay, that was a test. And you passed. Good job. But back on topic, who's to say Monokuma just tampered with it just to screw us over?
Objection!
I don't tamper with anything, Turtle Soup. The Monokuma file says the entire truth. And besides, even if I did tamper it, I would be breaking one of my rules, which is rule number 15. Because that rule states that I can't directly commit a murder, which means that I can't murder anyone, which also includes tampering the Monokuma file, because I'd be helping the culprit in their favor. Also, if you bring up executions, need I remind you that I'm executing the one who murdered the victim. So, yeah, the Blackhead don't really get off scot-free now, do they? Well then, thanks to Monokuma's testimony, does that debunk your suggestion, Squirtle?
Oh, yeah, I guess it debunks it.
Well, we know that the Monokuma file wasn't tampered with, but the problem is, that whole discussion really didn't give us any leads. So, yeah, we're basically stuck. Jeez, it's only been like, what? One non-stop debate and you're suddenly confused? Man, this case will be tougher than I thought.
Well, how about we talk about the elephant in the trial? Or dare I say,
If you dare finish that sentence, I will have no hesitation in electrocuting you.
Elephant in the trial?
What is Daisy talking about?
I got it! You're talking about Mickey's involvement in this case, right, Daisy?
Precisely. I'll admit, you're not much of a dumbass as I thought.
Okay, well fuck you too, Sophia the First.
What was that?
Nothing.
The only other topic that we can discuss about is the mouse's involvement. So if he doesn't spill the beans, then we have no choice but to vote for him as our culprit.
Hey! Leave him alone! You have no right to pressure my little brother like that!
Oswald's right, Daisy. This time you've got too far. Were you not paying attention to what I said earlier? If Mickey wants to talk, then we'll let him talk. You can't just force him.
I'm not pressuring him, it's just the fact that we have a time limit going on. And if he wastes all of our time, we're all dead.
Oh, this princess is asking for an ass kicking right now. Okay, let me kick your ass real quick.
Oswald, don't! Mickey, let me go!
Not until you calm down, pal! Listen, if you end up killing her, then you'll be executed! I know she's trying to accuse me, but it's not worth killing her over!
Listen, I know she's trying to accuse me, Oswald, but it's not worth killing her over! Just calm down, okay? Just calm down. There. Better now?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. I'll just go back to my seat.
Good. But as for me, I can't believe I'm saying this. But Daisy's right. We have a time limit, and if I waste all of our times, we're all gonna die. So you know what? I'll talk.
Mickey, are you sure you're comfortable? I mean, remember, you're being accused, so, you know.
Yeah, no worries, Olimar. I'm fine now. I'm ready to talk about it. In fact, I'll start from the very beginning.
Wow, Mickey, you're a much better brother than I ever could be.
Ah, don't sweat it, pal. After all, we gotta look out for our older brothers, you know?
Oh yeah, that's very true.
But, as I was saying, let me start from the very beginning. Okay, so you all know the part that I was one of the people who ran back to their rooms after Monokuma announced the additional motive. Fast forward to around 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and I heard someone knocking on my door. I checked to see what it was, but I didn't see anyone. But when I looked down, I did see a note, and it was from Phineas. The note told me to head to the lunchroom at around 5:30 a.m., which was right now when I received the note. So I went upstairs to the second floor to check to investigate. Maybe I thought it was a way to escape.
And what happened next?
Don't tell me it ends up in a cliffhanger! I always hate those! Well, you see, here's the funny part. I can't remember.
What?
Please do not shout! My head does not need to hurt more than it already has!
What do you mean you can't remember, what?
I can't remember because once I got there, everything went dark. But my head is really killing me. It feels like a headache.
Wait just a tick, Mike.
Was it a cloth?
No, I can assure you it wasn't chloroform this time, but... Ow, my headache feels like it was caused by being hit in the head with a bowling ball. I don't even know anymore. My head just hurts.
Well, we at least know that something got the drop on you. Because of your head injury, that must have been something that hit you in the head really hard.
Anyways, I woke up in one of the cabinets in the boiler room. I'm feeling my headache. But then when I looked behind me, I saw Phineas' dead body. After I saw Phineas' body, I got really scared. So I ran back to my dorm, and I couldn't be able to investigate because I was really scared. Wait, I have a question for you, Mickey. Did you perhaps tell anyone before the trial started?
Well, no. The only person I told about this was Oswald, but that was during the investigation.
And adding to that logic, I told Cuphead and Linzer Cookie.
Yep, that's true. Oswald did tell us that.
Well, Olimar also managed to piece the puzzles together during the investigation.
Okay, so in total, only 5 out of 13 people knew about Mickey's story. Well, 4 out of 13, or 3 out of 13 if you don't count me or Mickey.
Is that enough proof for you, Daisy? I have 4 people who can back me up right now.
Oh, Mickey. If you're going to lie, at least be creative with your excuses.
What?
You heard me. You easily lied. That's it. You're lying so that way you could cover up that you were the one who did the crime.
I just explained my side of the story. And 4 people can back me up here because said 4 people are my alibi. And you suddenly think I'm the culprit because I quote-unquote lied? How in the fuck was that story not an airtight alibi for you?
Well, simple. Isn't your talent the ultimate entertainer?
Bruh, what does my ultimate talent have to do with any of this?
Entertainers act to keep the show going. So knowing you must have easily acted to run away from the crime scene so that way you could avoid the investigation, and later in the trial, you used that said alibi to act it all up.
Okay, let me remind you in this. Entertainers act in front of children. No murder plans are involved. And besides, how could I have acted all that when I literally just saw a burnt body of our classmate? Explain that one to me, huh?
Because again, you wanted to hide the fact that you committed this crime. And besides, that whole example you gave out, that's still acting, you know? So, it puts you in a deeper grave, you know that, right?
Permission to kick her? No, not in front of Luigi.
You think running away from a burnt body of someone counts as acting? Boy, you are mistaken!
Oh, I'm mistaken?
Last time I checked in the trial, there's always a bunch of possibilities. This is one of them. Like hell, this is a possibility. I have 4 people who can back me up here.
Daisy seems really dead set on voting Mickey as the killer. But I have proof that Mickey's telling the truth. But I think Daisy has to hear it from me.
Just give it a rest, Mickey. We already know that you're the murderer of Phineas.
That's impossible. I'm telling the truth here. Once I got knocked down in the laundry room, I woke up in one of the cabinets in the boiler room.
Are you sure that's what happened, Wah?
Yeah, like Daisy said. What if you were just acting?
No, I'm telling the truth. I really did wake up in one of the cabinets in the boiler room.
Knowing you, it's just one of your petty lies. Because it sounds to me like you woke up in another part of the boiler room in order to fake your alibi.
No, that's incorrect!
Before I explain why you're wrong, Daisy, I want to ask Mickey something.
Oh, you want to ask me a question, huh, bro? Okay then, fire away. What's your question?
You explained your side of the story by saying that there was a note at your front door. I want to ask, where did you keep the note when you left?
Oh, well that's an easy question to answer. I actually keep it in my pockets. Let me check.
You don't need to do that, Mickey, because I have the note in my pocket. Let me show you. Let me just, Here it is, Mickey. Is this the same note you got?
Wait, yeah, this is the exact same note. This is the note that was given to me yesterday morning. Wait, where did you exactly find this note? I thought I kept it in my pocket.
Now answer me this question. Which side of the boiler's cabinets did you wake up in? The left side or the right side?
My memory's a bit fuzzy because of the headache, but... Oh, I remember! It was the left side!
Wait, mine! That's the exact same area where we found the note! You must have accidentally dropped it, mine!
I accidentally dropped it.
Precisely! If Mickey and the note were in the same area in the boiler room, then that concludes that Mickey must have accidentally dropped the note in the left side of the boiler's cabinets. That alone proves his innocence. Which means Mickey is not the—
Your logic is off the track! No way, Jose! There's still some proof that Mickey could be the culprit!
What? What are you on about? I literally just gave you, like, really good evidence. How is that not cutting it for you?
Because that note could have been fabricated by Mickey due to his ultimate talent being the ultimate entertainer. A piece of paper that coincidentally tells him to go to the laundry room at 5:30 a.m. is not gonna cut it. He could have easily wrote that to secure an alibi.
Alright, Daisy. I see how it is. I'll play a game. I'll prove it to you that that note can easily clear Mickey's innocence. But normally I would go full triple down on your ass, but maybe instead I'll give you the old 1-2.
Put up your dukes, drink boy, because there's no proof that that letter can clear Mickey's innocence.
Oh, I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Bring it on.
Oh boy.
Even if that note says exactly how Mickey said it, that note can't confirm that Mickey's telling the truth. Hacha!
Whoa!
Mickey's the ultimate entertainer, right?
Which means he could have forged that note to lead us off track. Hacha!
How could he forge a note in someone else's handwriting if it was given to him? You can't pull that off as an act. That takes a lot of maneuvering to do that crazy stunt.
Whoa!
So that way he could pull a clean alibi and pull a fast one under our noses. Plus, you could pull it off if you were really good at acting. And Mickey fits the bill perfectly.
Wait, what?
Besides, I don't think anyone can confirm that they saw him around the time when the note told him to go to the laundry room.
No, that's wrong! I'll parry through those webs! I'll give it to you, Daisy. You're right on one thing. I can't confirm that anyone saw Mickey go to the laundry room around the time he got the note.
Okay then, so then explain to me, how am I wrong?
Well, that's because I can confirm that someone heard him go down to the laundry room. Isn't that right, Luigi?
Wait, what?
Oh, you're talking about the footsteps, right, Cuphead?
Footsteps?
Oh, yeah, the footsteps I heard last night. Was it last morning? Wait, you heard something last night or last morning? If so, then please, tell us what it is! Whoa, now, Oswald. Please calm down. You don't have to pressure my little brother like that. No, Mario. It's okay. I can do it. So I woke up at around 5:31 a.m. Why, you may ask? Truth be told, I don't know myself. I just randomly woke up.
Luigi, 5:31 a.m. is in the morning.
Oh. Oops. Anyway, around that time, I heard some footsteps going upstairs.
Now wait just a minute there, Luigi. What did the footsteps sound like? Did they sound like clicks like heels, like say Linzer Cookie or Daisy? Or was it just normal shoes, like anyone in particular?
Well, that makes things a little complicated because the footsteps were soft and very quiet, like slippers, I believe.
Sweetie, I hate to turn you down like this, but I fail to see how this connects with Mickey.
Well, that's because I wear slippers.
Wait, you serious? I thought they were just normal shoes. how do they look like slippers?
I mean, it isn't out of the ordinary for the shoes to look like slippers, cause to me, they actually do look like slippers, Mike.
What? So you mean to tell me that you've been wearing slippers this whole time when we're trapped in this hellhole, especially during last trial? What is the actual fuck? Well, technically yes, but also no. The fuck you mean technically yes and also no? Well, you know how in all of our dorm rooms there are spare clothing for all of us, so that just in case our old clothes get dirty and stuff? Oh yeah, all of our dorm rooms have spare clothing. Wait, what do you have, Mickey? Well, I'm on the same boat as everyone else, except I have 2 pairs of shoes. Oh, pretend this is a 2. One for shoes and the other for slippers. But just to answer your curiosity, I'm wearing my normal shoes, not my slippers.
Oh, okay, good.
I would question why the fuck you would wear slippers this entire time. Are you sure that's the case, Mouse? Who's to say you aren't lying to us right now?
Nope, Mickey's not lying. He's telling the truth. I would know myself.
Then enlighten me, you rascally rabbit. How do you know about this, huh?
Because during the investigation, I had a little chat with Mickey about the incident with Phineas. And he was cooperative and allowed me inside his dorm room. While inside his dorm room, I took a glance at his wardrobe and happened to see another pair of shoes, which according to Luigi's testimony, it happened to be slippers.
And Monokuma can confirm this because he designed our dorm rooms. Right, Monokuma?
Now listen here, rat! Who do you think I am to you, Wikipedia? I can't confirm about that stuff.
Oh, that's way too bad. I guess we have to wait till the timer ends.
What the fuck are you doing?
Because if they don't believe that I'm telling the truth, then this trial will go on forever and ever.
Don't push me, you uncultured motherfucker!
And then you can't host your precious killing game because all your participants are dead. Wait, all because you couldn't reveal one single detail. Oh, boo-hoo.
You know what? Fine! You push my limits, Mouse! You are so lucky I can't execute you right here and there!
Yeesh! Someone has anger issues! Wow. Just wow. Well played, Mickey. You sure do know how to push his buttons, don't you? Well, if you play your cards right, then you can easily set the right buttons by persuasion. It always works! Haha!
But yes, the mouse is correct. Mickey has another pair of shoes, which happen to be slippers.
Alright, hey, wait a second! If you said that there was another pair that was slippers, how come you decided to wear them when you got the note? Why couldn't you wear normal shoes instead?
And then what, Albert Einstein? Wake everyone up with the sounds of my tapping with my regular shoes instead of the quiet ones of my slippers at 5:30 a.m. in the goddamn morning! Yeah, no thank you, pal. I don't want to deal with any of that.
It would have deducted that you have an alibi instead of making things harder on yourself!
Whoa, Charmander, let's knock it down now. Let's just calm down, okay? That goes the same for you too, Mickey. Please? Alright, sorry, Kirby.
Yeah, sorry, kiddo. Well, we got one suspect off our suspect list. But that leads to the following question. We know how Mickey got to the boiler room, but how did Phineas get there?
Wasn't the note pretty much a dead giveaway to how Phineas got there?
No, we already deduced that the note was forged, so that can't be it.
Come on, we all know that Phineas was dragged. I mean, like, after the killer killed Phineas, they must have dragged him to the boiler room. The pool of blood gives out way too many red flags.
Mom, I feel like it's something entirely different. It can't just be that his body was dragged all the way over to the boiler room. It feels wrong, to say the least.
Well, maybe we could discuss about that. Maybe it'll give us a clue.
Now this time we're talking about how Phineas got to the boiler room. Mario did bring up a good point, that it could lead to a clue.
But the question is, what even is the clue?
So we all know how Mickey ended up in the boiler room, but we don't know how Phineas ended up there. Wasn't Phineas's body dragged towards the boiler room?
No, I don't think that's even possible. There was no blood trail at the crime scene. The only blood that was there was by Phineas's body.
But if there really was no blood trail, then how did Checkmate end up in the boiler?
Maybe he witnessed the killer knock out Mickey?
Or maybe he went through the same process as me.
You aced it!
Yes, Mickey. That's exactly what happened. Phineas went through the same process as you. Meaning he also got a note to tell him to go to the boiler room and he was knocked out.
Wait, I was right? You mean to tell me that the killer also not only got the drop on me, but they also got the drop on Phineas too? Wait, and by that logic, if there really was another note, then where is it?
Oh, well that's Wait. Oh shit! So in the investigation,
Whoa, it's okay. Don't panic, Cuphead. I have the note. But I think I know which note you're talking about. The one in the trash, right? If so, then let me pull it out real quick.
Don't remind me, Mike.
Wait, there was another note, but it was in the trash? If so, then show us. What is it?
Here it is. It's the exact same note as Mickey got and how he described it. However, the difference being is that not only is it signed to Phineas, and not only are they at different times, which for Mickey, it was 5:30 a.m., while for Phineas, it was 6 a.m. in the morning. But it was also signed by Mickey.
Whoa, now! I didn't write that note! That's not even my handwriting! And besides, I thought you were, proving me innocent, so why are we dropping suspicion back to me again?
Mickey, we know you didn't write it. And besides, we defended you that you couldn't have wrote the other note or could have forged it, so you're fine, Mickey.
Oh! Sorry, how embarrassing. I really thought we were going back to square one again, huh? Oh.
Now wait just a second. If the killer was trying to frame Mickey, why did they put Phineas's note in the trash while Mickey's was still in his pocket? Why wasn't the other way around? I'm so confused.
Your guess is as good as mine, Charmander, because I can't seem to figure that out myself. But if I were to take a guess, the killer was probably sloppy at the plan, so they improvised. They probably had to put Phineas's note in the trash, and they kept the note that Mickey got in his pocket. That's all I could think of, really.
So, seriously, Mike, can we please stop talking about this topic? Seriously, I feel like we're gonna puke.
Was the smell in the garbage can really that bad, Joey?
Mike, you are talking to a species who has a bigger nose and a bigger sense of smell than any other pigment combined. And plus, even with how much trash in that garbage can, well, how much of was in there? Bloody oath, it was that terrible! They're Walt Disney, Joey! Calm down! Don't tell me to call my farm when I literally had to investigate instead of a rubbish bin!
Calm my farm?
Australian for calm down.
Ah, gotcha.
Wait, Mickey, I want to ask you something.
Oh, well, really, Winter Cookie? Well, like what I said with Cuphead, fire away. What is it that you want to ask me?
When you were explaining your story, you said that something hard hit you on the head to give you a headache, correct?
Oh, well, yeah, I did say that. What about it?
Do you know exactly what hit you or what direction it came from?
What direction? Bruh, it was obviously vertical. Like, what do you think it was, horizontal? Like, come on, Wayne. If something ain't really hit you in the head, it had to be vertical.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean direction as in horizontal and vertical. I meant direction as in location. Where did they throw it from? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Well, you should have said that instead of saying direction. Like, seriously, that's very confusing to mix up.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Linja Cookie, but I don't know if I can answer that, because I can't remember. I mean, I was knocked into the laundry room, I could tell you that, but I can't remember if whatever it is that hit me was either I got sniped from a direction, or if it was direct, like the killer just attacked me head on, you know? I can't really remember that much. Sorry. It's okay, Mickey. I just wanted to confirm if my theory was correct or not.
Linda Cookie seems to have a theory on where the killer dropped the object in order to hit Mickey. Think, Cuphead, think. Where was the location where the killer dropped the object in order to hit him?
I got it!
I think I know what your theory is suggesting, Linda Cookie.
Oh, really now, Cuphead? Well, by all means, tell us. What do you think my theory is suggesting? Yeah, even I'm curious myself. What do you think her theory is suggesting, Cuphead?
That's easy. What I'm guessing that Linda Cookie's theory is suggesting is that the killer dropped the object while they were on top of the laundry machines in the laundry room.
That's precisely my theory. Good job, partner.
Wait, so the location the killer used in order to hit Mickey was on top of the laundry machines in the laundry room?
Yup, because the killer would be able to not be seen by anyone else because they were on top of the laundry machines in the laundry room. Meaning, that's how they knocked Mickey.
Get your act together, pal! I'm sorry, Cuphead, but I don't think that the killer dropped the projectile on my head while they were on top of the laundry machines in the laundry room.
Huh? How come, Mickey?
Because there's one problem. How could the killer have dropped the projectile on my head in order to knock me out while hiding on top of the laundry machine? I would have seen them by just looking up. So I don't think that the killer hid on top of the laundry machine.
I'll sharpen that false logic! Alright, Cuphead, let me handle this. You've had enough fun for the time being.
Wait, Charmander? What seems to be the problem?
You're wrong, Mickey. It is possible that the killer hid on top of the laundry machine in order to strike an attack on you. But I'm not asking for a duel. I'm asking for some sort of civil talk. From one anthropomorphic animal to another.
Alrighty then, pal. Then explain to me how it's possible and how the culprit hid on top of the laundry machines.
Oh, it seems like one of the other students seemed to back you up on evidence.
Oh, howdy folks. It sure has been a while since I've last appeared in a video, hasn't it? An actual one. But for those new to the channel, my name's Racky the Rat. But you could call me Racky. I'm pretty much Miyoki's partner. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. But back on topic. However, this time, this ain't no rebuttal showdown. This minigame is called Dual Argument. This minigame was inspired by Xena_660. Or just Xena. Which, as of recording this video right now, or dare I say this message, she decided to retire from Danganronpa stuff because she said that she got out of her Danganronpa state apparently a couple posts ago. It's on her YouTube, you should check it out. But also check out her stuff someday. It's really good. Now you may be wondering what the rules of this minigame is.
Well, it's completely different to how Xena does it. We just decided to use it because we thought the concept was cool. What makes this minigame interesting is that Cuphead isn't the only character leading the rebuttals. Other characters who don't fulfill the protagonist role can too. But the catch is that you can't choose anyone every single time. It has to be a specific character who investigated with you during the, well, investigation. But aside from that, here's how the controls work. Instead of battling it out like it's Smash Bros. Melee with two tasked foxes battling it out in Final Destination, you instead talk to your opponents to help them understand the answer. Easy enough, right? Well, don't get too cocky because there is a catch. On the top right, there's a bar with the symbol of the opponent's head, which can only go up if you convince them well enough. Convince them well enough with one truth bullet to waste, and you win the minigame. But if you choose the wrong bullet or not convince your opponent enough, then you lose the minigame and have to try this all over again. So choose wisely. However, this ain't a video game. This is a parody project of it, so failing is impossible here. But regardless, it's mostly the usual. You convince the opponents that their statements are wrong, you counter them, yada yada yada. But here's one more addition to the minigame. Once you make your counter, the person who helped you will explain their reasoning in the trial to their opponents to clear stuff up. And that's it. They don't take over the lead role as the protagonist. Which means that after the minigame ends, you go back to good old Cuphead. Anyways, that's all from me. Thank you for letting me waste your time. Have fun. Bye!
Show me the proof! Show me that the killer could have easily hit me on top of the laundry machines!
Alright, Mickey. I'll make sure that you're well informed.
I don't think the killer dropped the object on the very top of the laundry machine. If you were to drop an object there, then your body would stick out like a sore thumb. So perhaps the object was thrown at a different angle.
No, that's not possible. If you were to throw it at an angle at where you are at, like say the kitchen from the laundry room for example, chances are it won't even hit the top of your head. It will either hit the back of your head or right in the face.
Okay, I'm slowly starting to understand it. But is there any proof that the killer did hide on top of the laundry machines in order to do their attack? Because other than the reason you just explained, the only other place the killer could hide was inside the cabinets in the pantry room. So the killer must have hid on top of the cabinets in the pantry room, which means that they didn't hide on top of the laundry machines.
Let me explain what happened.
No, Mickey. The killer could have hid on top of the laundry machines in order to do their attack. And that's because the items on top of the laundry machines were disorganized.
Wait, they were disorganized?
Yup. Truth be told, me and Squirtle investigated throughout the entire laundry room. And we didn't even notice that the items were disorganized.
I can attest to this. I did investigate with Charmander in the laundry room.
I can also attest to this, as I investigated the laundry room in my spare time before the motive hit. And the items were well organized and well kept. However, during the investigation, all the items were disorganized and all over the place.
Oh, that's how the killer hid on top of the laundry machines. They had to move the stuff in order to plan their attack. Meaning they had to leave the items disorganized.
Yup. And with that, my job here is done. So, Cuphead, you can take the stage now.
Thanks, Charmander. I guess. Okay, but what else do we talk about here? I mean, we already figured out how the killer tried to frame Mickey, we figured out how Phineas got to the boiler room, we even figured out how the killer tried to attack Mickey. But I don't even think that gets us one step closer to the killer.
Oh, Cuphead, Joey, do you think you can recap everything that happened?
What? Oswald, I don't even know who the killer is at the moment, so I can't really do that.
I played the fifth, Mine. I really suck at explaining things, especially under pressure.
No, not like that. What I mean is that, do you think you could recap everything before you found Phineas's body?
Oh yeah! During the investigation, you two would tell us on what exactly happened. So, do you think you can recap it? Maybe it'll give us a clue.
Well, sure, I guess might. I don't know if it'll get us anywhere, but okay, I might as well give it a shot, I guess.
Oswald and Linsa Cookie really want me and Joey to recap everything that happened before we found Phineas's body. Apparently they both say that it could lead to some sort of clue. But what is it that I'm missing here?
So let me start from the very beginning, Mike. Before we found Triangle Mike's body, I heard the boiler go off like a tea kettle at around 6:30 a.m. in the morning.
And then what happened next, wah?
Well, then Cup Mike decided to tag along since he also heard the noise too. And then we had a loud kaboom, and we decided to investigate. During our little investigation, we heard Mickey scream like a girl. And then he ran away from the crime scene.
First of all, I beg your finest pardon, and second of all, yeah, it is true. I did run into both Joey and Cuphead while I was running away from the boiler room after seeing Phineas's body.
Anyways, I then entered the boiler room with Cup Mike following behind me. I found Triangle Mike's body and the announcement went off.
Are you sure nothing else happened?
No, I don't think that there was anything wrong as said about me and Cup Mike's alibis. No, that's incorrect!
Wait a second, Joey! Can you repeat that sentence one more time? I didn't quite catch that.
Huh? You mean the part where I said that there was nothing wrong with the alibis?
No. Before that last sentence.
Oh, well, I said that I found Triangle Mike's body and the body discovery announcement played.
Come on, are you playing tricks on me? Like, seriously, like, what am I missing here?
Wait a second. Oh, I see where Cuphead's going with this. Joey, was it just you who triggered the BDA, or did you bring 2 other people with you?
The first option, I went in there alone. I went inside the boiler room and I alone triggered it. Wait.
Now hold on just a second, where? That doesn't seem right.
Wait, only Joey triggered the BDA? But wait a second, that doesn't make a lick of sense, because isn't it supposed to be 3 innocent people who discovered the body like last time? So why did it only shine when Joey found the body?
That's what's been bothering me for a while. Last time we did this, the BDA chimed when Oswald, Squirtle, and our recent victim Phineas found Waddle Dee's body. But however, Cuphead told me that Joey was the only one who triggered the BDA. I kinda find that weird.
Well, if that's the case, then that means we are missing 2 innocent people.
No. That doesn't mean we're missing 2 innocent people. It means we're missing 1 innocent people. Or technically innocent person, because people is considered plural.
Huh? And pray tell, who's the second person that's innocent?
It should be obvious to say who's missing from the BDA. We've been discussing about that topic for a while now. And that person is... It can only be you! The second person who triggered the BDA was Mickey. This can be proven by me and Joey's testimony.
Oh yeah, it's what I said earlier. We saw Mickey run out from the boiler room because
We ran into him. Okay, but that leaves one more person. Who could that person even be?
Oswald does have a point. Who could the third person who triggered the BDA even be? Huh? But how did I get... Oh, crap! Ah! Ow! What the f... Why am I in a box? Why, hello there, Cuphead! It seems to me that you have stumbled across another minigame. What, another minigame? What is it? Oh, shit. Don't tell me. Seriously, we're doing this again? Oh, relax, Cuphead. This ain't Hangman's Gambit this time. Oh. Whew. Okay, but then what the fuck is this? This is kind of a reused minigame. This is called Logic Dive. Why the fuck am I in a box? Well, because we have nothing else to do. Now shut your trap. Okay, fine. The rules of this are simple. You have to collect separate note cards and a multiple choice answer. What the fuck? That's so easy. But seriously, that's like the easiest minigame. Would you rather do Hangman's Gambit again? Touche. And once you collect all the pieces you collected, you piece them together to form a really big puzzle. So like a giant answer? Pretty much. Okay, let's do this. But wait, I have a question. What happened to the rat? Oh, you mean him? Well, I decided to explain the rules this time instead of him because he was apparently assigned one minigame instruction, not two. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. But okay, I think I can know a clear understanding of how I'm doing this, so I'm ready to start. Let's get this over with. Wait, what in the devil's name is going on? Is it starting to get up like a car? Whoa! Oh golly gee, how do I steer this thing? Well, I don't know how do I control this thing, because this is not Okay, I gained at least somewhat control of it. I guess it auto-accelerates. Oh boy, this is gonna be hard to get used to. Question number 1. How many people are needed to trigger the body discovery announcement? Oh, that's a no-brainer. It's 3 innocent people. Correct! Huh? Oh, I think I get it now. It's like a mailman of some sorts. Alright, let's keep going. Question number 2. Who are the 2 people that triggered the body discovery announcement? Piece of cake. We've been discussing throughout the entire trial about this, so it has to be... Joey and Mickey Mouse. Correct! Aha! 2 down, 1 more to go. Come on. Let's keep moving forward. I can feel that we're close. 3rd and final question. Who is the identity of the 3rd person that triggered the body discovery announcement? Okay, let me think. I know it's not someone not in the school. That'd be stupid. And Monokuma can't participate in a murder directly, meaning he can't trigger the body discovery announcement, which can only lead to one conclusion. It has to be the accomplice! Get it wrong? Correct! Whoa! Wait, how far are we going? Oh,
Oh shit, we're gonna crash! Abandoned ship! Oh! I got it!
I may have known the answer on who is the third person who triggered the body discovery announcement, but the answer, I might say, will not be pretty.
Well, if it brings us one step closer to the culprit, then please, by all means, tell us. Who is the third person? Wait. Cuphead. You're not saying what I think you're saying, are you?
I'm afraid so, Linza Cookie. The third person who triggered the body discovery announcement was the killer's accomplice! Meaning, in this case, the killer had an accomplice!
What? Please tell me you're fucking joking here!
You said that there's an accomplice in this case? I don't even believe that, because I don't believe the killer had an accomplice. It doesn't make any sense! Because if they help the killer, they get no reward for helping them. Like, they don't get out, they don't get any freedom. They instead get execution like the rest of us. So what? How is there an accomplice?
Plus, on another note, aren't accomplices the same as the blackened? They can't trigger the BDA?
No, the rules state that only the blackened can't trigger the BDA. It never said anything about accomplices, which means it's plausible that the accomplice was the third person who triggered the BDA.
But can we even be assured that there even is an accomplice? I mean, it wouldn't be impossible for the killer to do it on their own.
No, mine. I'm with Cup Mine and Linza Mine on this one. I mean, think about it. The killer did this all in 5 minutes.
No, mine, that's not even possible. They definitely needed an extra hand to help them out to do the mission. Otherwise, it'd be impossible for them to do that murder. But last time we've seen Violet Plume deal with a murder in a short amount of time. What's so different here? Okay, Violet Plume's murder was 7 hours and 50 minutes. Well, this murder was done in a span of 5. There is a huge time gap difference. But that doesn't prove jack squat. The killer couldn't have had an accomplice. It's way too risky for that.
Whoa now, whoa! How about we just calm down and talk about this civil-like instead of being split on different options here?
Hold on! You said it again! You said the magic word! You know what happened when you say the magic word!
Ah, shit.
It's time for the long-awaited Scrum Debate! Here's how it'll work this time. Go to the right side if you think that there is an accomplice, and go to the left side if you think there isn't an accomplice. Boom!
Have an accomplice if the killer can be anyone with no known familial relationship with anyone.
Olamar!
All of us have a familial relationship with someone in this school, so the chances of an accomplice are pretty high.
But the accomplice doesn't get any reward if the killer wins. They would get themselves killed.
Mickey!
It's obvious that the killer did not do it because of the reward for the killer. They did it to help the killer escape and take them for the motive.
But doesn't the rule state that the killer can't trigger the BDA? Wouldn't that apply to the accomplice as well?
Linza Cookie!
The rules state that only the killer can't trigger the BDA. It never said anything about accomplices. But wouldn't 5 minutes be enough for the killer if they did it alone?
Oswald!
5 minutes wouldn't be enough if they did it alone. Having an accomplice makes the crime done a lot faster.
The killer doing the crime alone isn't entirely impossible. Joey! But it is impossible if they manage to do it in a span of 5 minutes.
But isn't having an accomplice too risky to pull off a crime like this?
I'll handle this one. It's not that risky if the killer and the accomplice were to kill 2 birds in 1 stone. Does everybody see the truth now? It's possible that the killer had an accomplice.
Well, even if it's true now, there's one problem. There's not many people to clear off the suspect list.
Charmander has a good point. I mean, most of us have familial relationships. I had Waddle Dee. You, Cuphead, had Linzer Cookie. Daisy had Luigi and Mario, and the same would go for Luigi and Mario. Mickey had Oswald. Charmander has Squirtle. Oh, and Olimar has Joey, so that doesn't really list off that many suspects. I mean, the only suspects we do have off our list are Mickey and Oswald, for the killer tried to frame Mickey, and I don't think Oswald would be the type of person to frame his little brother. It doesn't stick right with me.
Hang on a second. What about you and Waluigi? Granted, Waluigi is, well, Waluigi, and granted he also has familial relationships with Mario and Luigi and Daisy as Mario and Luigi's cousin, and Daisy as friends, I guess? But for you, and after asking that question, I feel really stupid because I don't know if I want to state my reasoning.
If you mean about that incident, I moved past that, so no worries. It's fine. But to answer your question, normally that'd be the case if it wasn't the possibility of me and Waluigi working together.
Kirby? You know it's not opposite day, right? Do you even hear yourself? You're basically incriminating yourself here, you know that, right?
I know that, but it's still a possibility. And I don't know if it's something that we can ignore.
What do you mean it's still... You know what? I'm not gonna question it at this point.
Wait. No, that can't be true. There's no way we ran out of clues. We've come so far, and we're so close to figuring this mystery out. But what would be a way to list down suspects? Wait. I'm so close to figuring this out. What could the answer be? What could be the answer to list down suspects?
Let's rewrite ourselves a new logic. What?
Linzer Cookie? I take it you figured something out? Also, thanks for the save.
First of all, no problem. Second of all, yes, sharp as ever, huh? I figured out a way to list down suspects way easier.
What? Really? How so?
How about we recap everything that happened after the motive and additional motive was announced?
Huh? After the motive and additional motive was announced? Hold on, let me just... Perfect.
Seems like you forgot what I told you during the investigation and what you said yourself. I guess you were too focused on the case itself that you forgot. But that's okay. We all make mistakes nowadays. Just follow my logic, Cuphead, and maybe this will refresh your memory. Let's recap everything from the day before Phineas died. It has to do with the additional motive Monokuma announced. Most of us were terrified by the additional motive, which caused half of us to run away to our dorms. Is it starting to click for you, Cuphead? I know you can do it, buddy. Just think carefully and do not overthink it.
let me help you out a bit. Phineas mentioned something very important after the additional motive was announced. But what was the important thing Phineas mentioned to us? Do you remember what I'm talking about, Cuphead?
I remember now!
There you go.
You aced it!
Thank you, Linda Cookie. Thank you so much for helping me remember.
Happy to help.
Wait, Cuphead? Did Linter Cookie help you figure out how we can list off suspects?
Yeah, and I can't believe it took me this long to realize this, but it has something to do with Phineas's meeting.
Are you freaking serious, Mike? Another murder happened because of a meeting. What, are like meetings like a bad luck charm for murders or something? Like, what the hell?
Moving on. What does Phineas's meaning have to do with any of this?
Don't you remember? Half of us left because of the additional motive Monokuma announced. We could list off suspects on people who went back to their dorms, because that way they didn't know about Phineas's addition to the boiler, which happened to be titanium.
Oh yeah, that's right! Half of us left because of the additional motive! That can list our suspects way easier now!
Well, the thing is, do you remember the first half of people who went back to their dorms?
Indeed I do. And those people are...
It can only be them!
The people who didn't attend Phineas's meeting were Mario, Olimar, Joey, Mickey, Daisy, Charmander, and Luigi. For they didn't know about the titanium's weakness, nor the titanium on its own, because they didn't attend to the meeting. So none of those people could be the culprit. But the people who did attend to the meeting were me, Squirtle, Waluigi, Phineas, Linda Cookie, Kirby, and Oswald.
Wait, why are we including Phineas? I mean, why would you think he could be one of the suspects to be the killer?
Well, we can't rule out the possibility of a suicide, so yeah, that's why he's on the list.
Might I beg to differ that this is a suicide if the murder plan was really that complex?
Fair point. So that leaves just about 6 suspects.
Well, technically 5, because we already did prove Oswald's innocence because of Mickey being framed, so yeah, that leaves up to 5 suspects, not 6.
Alright, one of you 5 suspects better confess right now! Who's the asshole? Who's the asshole that tried to frame me for Phineas's murder?
Wait a minute. When the meeting was still intact, one of us decided... Wait, so the person who left us was...
Oh. Yeah! I think I might be onto something here.
Wait, Cupmate, did you figure something out?
Yep. I know who the killer and the accomplice are.
Oh, really now? Well, go ahead, Hotshot. Who's the killer and who's the accomplice? If we get this wrong, we all die. So you better not screw this up.
I don't think I'd be screwing up anything.
Because the killer and the accomplice are definitely...
The killer and the accomplice are you two! You two have a lot of explaining to do for committing this crime.
Squirtle, the ultimate talk show co-host! And as for the accomplice, Charmander, the ultimate blacksmith! I beg your fucking finest pardon? Wait a second!
Squirtle's the killer and Charmander's the accomplice?
Wait, Squirtle's the killer? You lost me there, Cup Boy. Like, Squirtle's the dumbest one here. Like, you really think of him as the killer?
So what about it? You rather we accuse your ass just because you're the ultimate athlete?
Okay, you know what? Fair point. I'll give you that. Fair point.
So, you two are the reason my investigation buddy's dead? And by that logic, you two tried to frame my little brother for this crime? You reptilian scumbag and you slowpoke mother...
Huh?
Squirtle? Are you okay?
Okay, now he's laughing like a maniac. I'm just gonna take 5 steps back. Thank you very much.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm also taking a 5 steps back.
Oh, that's a really good joke there, Cuphead. No, seriously, who's the real killer here?
Oh, Arceus, you're serious.
Of course he's serious! Why would he joke at a time like this?
Because accusing the two of us is therefore bullshit! You wanna know why? It's because I have an alibi! I was literally at my fucking dorm the entire day! In fact, I wasn't even at the meeting! I didn't even know about the weakness! So if I'm clear, then Squirtle should be clear too! So therefore, it's impossible for Squirtle and I to commit this crime! There's no evidence against it!
No, Charmander. You may not have known about the weakness because you didn't attend Phineas's meeting. But Squirtle, on the other hand, he attended the meeting with us. In fact, something else I noticed during the meeting is you said, and I quote,
Whoop! I'm gonna go tell Charmander about this. See ya!
doesn't that seem a little strange?
Well, first of all, I just told Charmander about it and that's it. There was nothing wrong with that. And second of all, really? You can do voice impressions now? What? Dude, that's actually kind of scary.
First of all, I did acting for a whole 3 seasons, so I at least got the pots. Second of all, it is strange. Because you want to know why? Because by telling Charmander, that would mean that he knew about the boiler's weakness.
Well,
So, when you left the meeting, first and told Charmander, it wasn't a way of information, wasn't it?
But it was more like a sign of murder?
I'll give you this, Cuphead. You're very observant. But there is one crucial detail that you're missing. Me and Charmander have alibis!
Wait, you two have alibis?
Yup! Surely you remember my alibi, Cuphead. I explained it to you and Linzer Cookie during the investigation. Remember?
Oh, jeez. He's got a point.
Alright, so we're playing that card, are we? Well, allow me to play a card of my own. So, Squirtle, you say that you and Charmander have alibis, correct? Do you think you can explain it to everyone one last time? Because during the investigation, I kinda forgot about it.
Well, sure, alright. If it refreshes your memory and proves me and Charmander are innocent, so be it. So, it happened around the time when the additional motive was announced and after Phineas's meeting ended. I couldn't really sleep at night due to how much information was dumped on us. So I went to Charmander's room to sleep in his dorm.
wow, mate. I didn't know you two were gay. Congratulations to the both of you.
Okay, this is where I draw the line. It wasn't like that at all.
You know, you're setting a bad example of respecting gay rights. Like, seriously, Mike, that's fucked up of you.
Ignoring that comment. Anyways, the next morning happened and we heard the body discovery announcement. And we headed to the second floor and we found Phineas's body along with you and Joey. It would be impossible for me and Charmander to get away from killing Phineas if you two were there. So, us appearing after you two, it doesn't make sense for both of us to either be the killer or the accomplice.
Oh my stars, that's actually a good alibi. They both have a good point, Cuphead. I don't think it's possible that Squirtle and Charmander are the killer or the accomplice. Now I'm confused.
If it makes it easier for you, Kirby, Squirtle's the killer, Charmander's the accomplice. Does that seem simple?
Oh, yeah, that makes it more simple. Thank you.
So, by that logic, accusing you as the killer and accusing Charmander as the accomplice is...
Yup! It's all wrong! So that means the killer has to be someone else! And the same goes for the accomplice!
Well, okay, I'll give you that, Squirtle. Those are solid alibis. But, can we really be sure that those alibis are even true?
Oh my brother in Christ! Those are solid alibis! But those are solid alibis to prove that we're not the killer and the accomplice! How is that enough evidence for you?
Because I want to ask you two something. What time did you get up when you heard the body discovery announcement?
Ugh, if it gets you off her ass, then I'll say this. 6:45 a.m. in the morning. Why?
Now hang on just a second. That's the exact same time when I woke up when I heard the body discovery announcement.
Well, then the killer has to be you, Linzer Cookie, while Cuphead is your accomplice.
No. That doesn't seem right, mate. That means Squirtle's the killer and you're the accomplice.
What? What are you...
Because I want to ask you two mites one simple question. If you did say that you woke up at around 6:45 a.m. in the morning as the same time as Linza might, how did Linza might not see you? The dormitories are on the same floor, so Linza May would have spotted you two going upstairs. So how did you get to the crime scene faster than her without Linza might spotting you?
Well, it's simple, really. We ran faster than her. Is that really hard to believe?
Yes, it is hard to believe because it's complete bullshit. Linzer Cookie would have still spotted you.
You shut your goddamn mouth! This doesn't involve you!
It does involve me when you were trying to frame my little brother.
Squirtle, when I woke up at around 6:45 a.m. in the morning, I didn't hear any footsteps going upstairs at lightning speed. No, I didn't. Hell, I didn't even hear footsteps, period. Which means both you and Charmander are lying about your alibis.
Oh, so you two lied about your alibis.
Wait, so their alibis were all just a ruse? They were just to trick us into thinking that they're not the killer and the accomplice?
No! Our alibis were not a ruse! Linzer Cookie's lying! She just didn't hear us! She didn't hear us going upstairs because she was really tired!
Nope, I did not hear you go upstairs at lightning speed. Besides, you can't even run that fast. You're not the ultimate athlete like Daisy over here is. I don't know if I should take that as an insult or a compliment. In this case, it might as well be a compliment considering the fact that you're innocent.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But that's not all. Another thing that's been bothering me during the investigation is how tired you really were, Squirtle.
Huh? What does my drowsiness have to do with any of this?
Because during this investigation, you said you couldn't sleep because of the additional motive, correct?
Yeah? What's so wrong about that? I don't see how my drowsiness has to do with any of this.
Because at first I didn't think much of it due to everything that has happened, with Monokuma's motive, his additional motive, and also Phineas's meeting. But wouldn't that apply to the last motive we had?
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, I see you don't know. Well, then allow me to elaborate. The last motive had something to do with our families. We didn't know what happened to them, but it drove us to murder. Well, technically it drove one to murder. But at the time, we didn't know what happened to our families. But yet, for this motive, you were perfectly fine. You weren't really drowsy. Because when Oswald decided to get you for Waddle Dee's body, you were perfectly awake and fine. So why is it that this investigation you decided you were very tired? Wait, Cuphead has a good point. Why is it that the last motive we had, when I came to get you because I thought something was wrong, you were awake and fine, but for this time, why is it that you were very tired?
That's because...
Charmander? Let me handle this.
Okay.
That was because the last motive was different. There wasn't much information to begin with. All we knew is that something happened to our families. Meanwhile, this time a lot of stuff happened. Like the motive about killing someone in order to free someone else. Well, technically one person. And the additional motive, which is if we didn't kill him between 24 hours, we would all die. And now Phineas is meeting about adding titanium to the boiler. So that's why I was very drowsy that time. Is it just me, or did Squirrel get a little smarter? Like, he knows what to do in any type of situation. Because back then he didn't know what to do, but now for this time he does?
No, we all see that, Mickey. I'll be honest, it's kinda started to make me feel uncomfortable.
No, it wasn't that different. It's the same type of situation, which means you are the most likely candidate to...
Your joke doesn't have a punchline! All your theories and reasoning bullshit is all just your imagination! Me being Phineas's killer is impossible by so many levels!
Okay then, wise guy, then explain me this. How can you not be the killer? And saying that you have an alibi is not a good reason.
Simple, because there are so many contradictions to your logic to how I could be the killer. Like, how could I have made the boiler explode? And yet, the better question, how could I have done this murder in a span of 5 minutes? There are no solutions to those contradictions whatsoever, so the killer and the accomplice has to be someone else.
No, I know I'm playing my cards right, and I know I'm on the right track. Squirtle, I'll have to prove it to you that you are the true killer of Phineas Flynn.
I'm not the killer. All you're saying is a bunch of coincidences.
No, Squirtle. You're the killer. And I won't stop until I prove that you are.
You're saying that I committed this murder in a span of 5 minutes. And you're also theorizing that I made the boiler blow up like an electrode using the move explosion. But how could I have done that with Charmander as my accomplice? There's no possible way that I could have made the boiler explode, let alone get away with my crime in a span of 5 minutes.
It's possible with Charmander because he can breathe fire. And fire can melt through titanium, meaning you used Charmander in order to melt the titanium on the boiler. Not only that, you must have used another getaway in order to escape your crime in a span of 5 minutes.
But that doesn't explain how getting to the body before Linzer Cookie makes me and Charmander the killer and the accomplice. You say that we used a different method in order to escape and get to the boiler room quicker? By all means, what method was that exactly? Even if we used said method, Linzer Cookie would have spotted us. Because the only way to get to the boiler room is the stairs to the 2nd floor.
I got you now!
Wait, what?
So long, gang turtle!
I'll parry through those legs. No, there was an entirely different method you and Charmander could have used, Squirtle. You even said so yourselves during the investigation.
And what would that method be, huh?
Yeah, what he said. What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. You both know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the secret tunnels in the laundry room.
I'm sorry, what?
Secret tunnels!
I take it back. I seriously take it back. I take it back. What I said, okay? I take it back.
That's what I thought.
Wait, there was a secret tunnel in the laundry room?
Yeah, it led from the laundry room all the way to the dormitories. I don't know if it led somewhere else though. But, however, the gap is really tight, so you have to squeeze through a little bit.
So there are secret paths that lead towards different locations. Alright, I'll give you this. You get one, Cup Boy. That is very interesting. Wow, you complimenting Cuphead? That's actually kind of new. Shut up.
But me and Squirtle can't fit through it inside the tunnel. Plus, we wouldn't be able to squeeze through without making any noise.
True, but what if you used the secret tunnel in a different way?
What?
Wait, Cuphead, I'm a little stumped. What do you mean by in a different way?
Well, we always thought that we viewed the secret tunnel as the killer's getaway in order to go back to the dorms. But what if it was used in a different way?
A different way, Mont.
that even be?
Wait, Cuphead, you said that the secret tunnel leads from the laundry room to the dormitories, correct?
Yup, that's precisely what I just said.
Wait, you're not saying that both Squirtle and Charmander multitasked this murder. By doing that, one of them had to stay in the laundry room in order to watch others if they passed through there, while the other hid in the secret tunnels in order to watch which people exited out of their dorms. Is that what I'm hearing?
Wait a minute! That would mean that both Squirtle and Charmander would have planned everything out! They would plan how they knew that me, Phineas, Joey, and Cuphead were exiting out of our dorms! They were spying on us! More importantly, that's how the killer knew when to strike! It's because they were spying on me.
We can explain.
Squirtle, Charmander, please prove me wrong that you aren't the killer and the accomplice. I really don't want to believe it's either of you, but you two fit the bill as the killer and the accomplice. So if you have a counter argument, then you have the floor.
I don't think that works here, Wah. This ain't like an actual court. This is literally a trial, Wah.
A counter argument? Of course we have a counter argument!
Yeah! There's no proof that Squirtle is the killer, nor am I the accomplice. All the evidence is that you're seeing is a bunch of coincidences!
We will show you together that we're not the ones who murdered Phineas! There's no proof that Squirtle murdered Phineas!
The evidence doesn't line up to me! It's all a bunch of coincidences!
Squirtle wouldn't kill anyone, not without a good reason!
Exactly! I'm not smart enough to commit a murder at a faster time! How could I have planned this murder when I had 5 minutes to spare? My plan would have been ruined by someone else! The two notes! You forced them not only to pin the blame on me, but you used them to give you enough time to plan your murder! That doesn't prove anything at all!
Don't Mario and Luigi have the ability to use fire?
Exactly! The people who could use fire are them and Charmander!
But me being the killer is too obvious. So why do you think Squirtle was the one who did it? Most secret tunnels lead to different locations. How did I know the specific location to watch people exit out of their dorms in the dormitories?
You used your flame on the back of your tail to navigate through the tunnels to find the one connected to the dormitories.
Charmander! Why would I, of all people, murder Phineas? I don't have a motive! What would be my motive? Just because I was tired? Is that the fucking evidence? Because all of it is a bunch of bullshit! I told you that I couldn't sleep because of the motive! It made me very tired!
That's a lie! You must have used that excuse in order to prove yourself innocent. But instead, you were very tired because you stayed up late committing the murder!
I wasn't the one who killed Phineas! For you haven't answered one very important question! So answer me! How could I have made the boiler explode? I can't use fire, genius!
Consider this checkmate to the both of you!
Oh!
How did you break the titanium on the boiler, you may ask, Squirtle? Well, that's easy. It's because you used your own shell!
What?
Oh, wait a moment. Squirtle used his own shell?
What? What type of bullshit are you on now?
It's not bullshit. It's evidence. Oswald, Joey, Linda Cookie, do you remember the metal shards from the titanium from the boiler?
Yeah, we literally investigated throughout that part, but what are you trying to get here?
Yeah, Mike, I fail to see how Squirtle's shell has to do with any of this, Mike.
Well, I know what Cuphead's getting at. So, Cuphead, even though what I'm gonna say is very dark, but care to do the honors? Wait, how exactly is that dark? Like, seriously, how is that sentence even dark? You'll understand the context soon. What?
Alright. What I'm gonna do is very risky and also very dark. Squirtle, I'm sorry to do this, but stick 'em up.
What? What are you planning on doing with that? Oh, Mamma Mia! Whoa, okay, let's not get hostile here, Cuphead. Do it, Wayne! Do it! Get justice for my investigation, buddy!
Mike, that's not how you do it, Mike! Like, seriously, this is the wrong type of justice, Mike!
Oh, that's what you meant. Yep. Oh no, I see what Cuphead's doing now. Huh, didn't think he had it in him.
Cuphead, put your fingers down, please. Let's not resort to violence.
Oswald, hold me! What? What am I supposed to do? You dumbass! If you think this is gonna prove Squirtle guilty, then you've got another thing coming!
Alright, Squirtle. I'll count to 5. And if you don't reveal your back right now, we're gonna do this the hard way. And I'll shoot, and I won't miss. 1, 2, 3.
Do you not care about living? Squirtle, you're about to die if you don't show your back!
Man, that sounds really weird when said out loud.
Hey, wait a minute. How come you're not doing anything, huh?
As much as I would like to execute Mr. Bullboy over here, you pink gumball. But, however, technically this is Phineas Flynn's trial. So, yeah, if Cuphead kills, he doesn't get executed, he gets off scot-free. But I don't know if that's what he was trying to do here. Boop, 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 boop.
Squirtle, don't show your back! He's just bluffing! There's seriously nothing to incriminate you! Okay, come on! Just... that's...
There's no need for you to do that, Cuphead.
Huh?
So, you want me to show me you the back of my shell? Alright, if I must. Wait, is that?
No bloody way, Mike. No bloody way.
So, the truth comes out. This what's been hurting my shell for the entire trial. I'll admit, I'm surprised how far I've gotten in order to sustain the pain. That thing was killing me. Until now.
Squirtle. I...
Charmander? Give it a rest. We lost. Cuphead? Can you do me one last favor and go over the case one last time? I give up. You win. Well, confession this time. I didn't see that one coming.
Alright, Squirtle. Unlike last time, I'm confident with my results. And without further ado,
Here's everything that happened in this case! This incident all began when Monokuma announced the additional motive, that if nobody killed within the next 24 hours, all of us would die. This shocked all of us, even the killer and the accomplice, for we didn't think we'd be stuck in a predicament where Monokuma could kill us all with the press of one button. Phineas, our victim in this case, announced that he made an upgrade to the boiler. However, in sheer terror of the additional motive, half of us decided to go back to our dorms. That included Joey, Olimar, Mickey, Luigi, Mario, Daisy, and of course, the accomplice. While the other half, including Phineas, decided to stay to see the upgrade to the boiler. One of those people happened to be our killer in this case. Phineas showed us the upgrade to the boiler in order to make the boiler more durable. He asked one of us to break it with any kind of hammer, to which I volunteered to do. Turns out I learned the hard way that the boiler was upgraded with titanium, making me feel shaky and dizzy at the same time. After the meeting ended, the killer left, saying that they were going to tell the accomplice about this. But little did we know that this would be the start of the killer's plan. In order to start their plan, the killer waited until the crack of dawn in order to talk to their accomplice to work as, well, their accomplice. The accomplice wasn't really expecting the killer to talk to them about them being an accomplice, but the killer told them about the meeting, including the boiler's weakness, to which the accomplice agreed to help with. The killer then forged 2 notes, one for Mickey and the other for Phineas, with both signatures being the opposite, probably to confuse the others that either Mickey was the killer. However, both of them were invitations to the laundry room, but they were at different times. Mickey's was at 5:30 a.m., while Phineas was at 6 a.m. in the morning. The killer slid Phineas' note inside, but didn't slide Mickey's note, for he was the intended target to frame. So instead, the killer knocked on his door 3 times in order to wake Mickey up. And the killer and the accomplice had to run as fast as they could, for they didn't want to get caught by Mickey. While Phineas was most likely fixing the computer in the computer lab, he eventually saw the note, to which he picked it up and read it. To which he understood the message, to head to the laundry room at 6 a.m., not knowing his undeniable fate. When they entered the laundry room, the killer decided to climb the laundry machines in the laundry room and shuffle the items around in order to hide and wait for their intended targets. The accomplice, on the other hand, went inside the secret tunnel in order to keep an eye on others who went upstairs to the laundry room, which was easy for them to navigate because of the flame on their tail. Mickey happened to see the note written by Phineas, which told him to meet at the laundry room at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Mickey didn't think the note was suspicious as he never went to the meeting, but he must have thought that it was a way to escape. So what he did was, he put the note inside of his pocket, put on his slippers in order to not wake anybody up, and went upstairs to see what the fuss was about. Even though Mickey was quiet, that didn't stop Luigi from randomly waking up, seeming as he heard Mickey's footsteps, but Luigi thought nothing of it and went back to sleep.
This also alerted the accomplice, which they went back inside the secret tunnel, navigated all the way back to the laundry room to tell the killer that Mickey was coming, and then went back to hiding in order for the killer to strike their attack on Mickey. To which the killer was ready.
Mickey showed up at the exact time the letter told him to be, but when he got closer to the boiler room,
That's when the killer began to strike.
the killer struck Mickey on the head with their shell, but however, it didn't kill him. It ended up making him unconscious.
The accomplice got out of their hiding spot, seeing that they knocked Mickey out. However, they went back inside in order to still be on the lookout for other people going upstairs to the boiler room.
With Mickey knocked out, the killer carried his body into the boiler room, and then they opened one of the cabinet doors. And they placed his body in there. Even though Mickey wasn't entirely dead, they had to make sure. And then, they closed the door to the cabinet in the boiler room, went back to the laundry room, climbed up the laundry room machine again, and then hid in order to wait for their victim, Phineas Flynn.
At 6 a.m. in the morning, Phineas also did the same thing as Mickey. He went upstairs to the boiler just like the note told him to which the accomplice spotted him leaving his room, for history to repeat itself once again. When Phineas got closer to the boiler room with the note in tow, the killer did it again.
The killer did the same process as they did with Mickey. They struck Phineas in the head, but he was only knocked out.
While Phineas was knocked out, he dropped the note, meaning it was available for the killer to use.
However, instead of framing Phineas for the murder, they decided to make Phineas their victim. The killer carried Phineas's body next to the boiler as their murder plan. To which the killer signaled the accomplice to get to work. So first, they grabbed the note from Phineas and threw it in the trash, so that way no one would know about the note.
And then they came back to the boiler room to do their job.
Since the accomplice had the ability to breathe fire, they used that to their advantage in order to melt the titanium in the boiler. But not enough for it to explode, but only for it to be exposable to any damage, in order for it to explode. After that was done, the killer probably told the accomplice to still keep on the lookout for any other people, to which the accomplice agreed. So the accomplice rushed towards the secret tunnel and hid and went to be on lookout, so that way nobody would ruin their plan. With the boiler now exposable to any type of force or damage, the killer started bashing onto the boiler multiple times. And eventually it worked. But however, due to the damage, some metal shards came out. Some of the metal shards stuck into the killer's shell. If we had checked the back of the shell at any time, the killer's murder would have been over. But with some determination, they kept going, ignoring the pain. Once they were finished, they told the accomplice to get going, and they both hid inside of the secret tunnel. Because of the bashing, the boiler started acting like a tea kettle. This was a countdown that the boiler was about to explode.
The noise woke up Joey at around 6:30 a.m. in the morning, while it woke me up 2 minutes later. So, I decided to investigate what was going on. However, since the accomplice was hiding with the killer in the secret tunnel, they didn't see us because they weren't on lookout. But if I were to take a guess, they probably heard our voices, so they kept quiet. During my investigation, I ran into Joey, as he and I had a little conversation on what the noise was all about.
But however, during a conversation, it started.
boiler exploded. And just like that, Phineas was long gone, burned to a crisp. This not only alarmed me and Joey, but it alarmed someone else. It also alarmed Mickey, which woke him up after the whole bashing on the head thing. However, his head was killing him as he had a recent headache from the attack. But once he realized he was stuck inside, he opened the door. And he was free. But once he was looking around, he realized that everything was burned, but until he noticed Phineas's body. To which Mickey let out a loud scream. I forgot to mention this, but Mickey dropped the note the killer gave him about Phineas in the cabinets when he exited out of the cabinets. But however, due to the scream, Mickey ran away from the crime scene, being spotted by me and Joey. And he didn't participate in the investigation because he left. But his screaming led the both of us to find Phineas's body. Joey rushed ahead first, to which I followed with. Once Joey entered the boiler room and when I tried to catch up with him, the body discovery announcement went off. Once the killer and the accomplice saw that me and Joey saw the body, they came out of their hiding spot and ran towards the body, acting like they got here quickly, and acting like nothing had ever happened. But during the investigation, they were very tired, as they stayed up late committing this murder. So when I asked them why they were tired, they created a fake alibi for themselves and the accomplice, saying that due to how much information has been dumped on us, they couldn't get that much sleep, so they slept in the accomplice's room. But in reality, that was a lie. And that's the truth of everything that happened in this case.
This whole crime to murder Phineas was orchestrated by you two, right? With the killer being you, Squirtle, the ultimate talk show co-host, and your accomplice, Charmander, the ultimate blacksmith.
And that's how everything happened in this case. Do you two have any rebuttals to what I've gone over?
No! No! Charmander?
What did I say? It's over. We lost. Cuphead knows everything. The tea's been spilled. Monokuma, cast the votes. I'm done.
Wait, is that a confession here? Does that mean it's finally voting time? You love nuts know the drill once again, since you've already done this before. A tablet will appear and vote for who you think is the black end, yada yada yada. You get the gist.
Oh, the tablet got bigger this time. I'm really sorry, Squirtle.
It seems like you've all voted, and you've come to a conclusion. Who do you think the blacken is gonna be? Will you pick the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Who's it gonna be? You know, if I had a nickel for every time you got the killer right, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice now, don't you think?
The fuck's that supposed to mean, you drungo?
That's none of your concern, you little weed. Anyways, and your choice was correct! The black end of the ultimate inventor Phineas Flynn was none other than the ultimate talk show co-host, Squirtle! Even his own accomplice voted for him. Good for him.
Take a 5 steps away from me, you heartless monster!
You dumbasses! What the hell's gotten into you? Especially when going this far into murder!
And you did all of this especially to a child of all people? You make me sick! Both of you!
You better start talking before I kick your ass, you reptilious motherfucker!
Oswald, please calm down! It's not worth killing them over!
This reptilian scumbag and the flammable bastard just tried to frame you for this crime, Mickey. I'm sure killing him is on equal ground with framing someone for murder by giving them a concussion!
No, it isn't! Violence is never the answer! Squirtle, come on, please! Explain yourself! Why did you kill Phineas?
Yeah, Mike. Why did you kill Inventamite? He was just a child and... You just burned him alive! What is wrong with you?
So, you want to know my reasoning for why I killed Phineas? I'll explain. Well, obviously, one of the reasons is because of the motive. The additional one, I mean. Where, if the clock strikes 0 in the next 24 hours, we all die.
But what if it was all just a bluff? What if it was just a lie that Monokuma said?
I didn't really think about that. I really thought that Monokuma was telling the truth. I mean, he told the truth last time when Violet Bloom murdered. So, why would he just bluff again? You know? And also, speaking of Violet Bloom, she wasn't supposed to be the first murderer. I was gonna be the first murderer.
Wait, what? You mean to tell me that you were gonna murder Waddle Dee?
No, that's the reason why I backed out. It's because I didn't know who to go for at the time. But when the additional motive hit, I thought it was a good time to strike.
But wait a moment. Why did you go this far? Especially in committing murder?
I'm not so sure myself. I wasn't thinking straight. When the additional motive got announced, it put a lot of stress on me. I wasn't in my right state of mind. I guess I was just too tired that I thought that going over the border was a good idea. Especially if it meant to see Bulbasaur one last time.
Wait, Bulbasaur? I remember you mentioning him last motive, so... Was he?
Yes, he was in my motive video. He and I did a lot of things, especially when it came to Pokemon Talk. We even traveled around Germany, or as I like to call it,
Deutschland! But if you really cared about him that much, why couldn't you wait instead of murdering someone in cold blood?
And then what, smartass? Play a game of Russian roulette and pray to Arceus that you're not the next victim?
Oh my! It's better than becoming a blackhead because you at least have a chance of survival!
no, I wouldn't. Death is inevitable. And you can't expect it.
But there's something that's been bugging me, Squirtle. Why didn't you kill Mickey? Why was Phineas your intended victim?
Oswald?
Please. Well, that's because
Phineas was the smartest, along with Linzer Cookie. If anything, I would have gone for her instead, as she's the ultimate detective. But seeing how Phineas managed to solve the last case with Vileplume, I thought killing him would give me some better chances to get out of here and escape with Charmander. And even though Mickey would have been my victim, but I realized that Mickey wasn't really smart enough for that to happen.
But wait a second. If you tried to frame me, then why weren't you accusing me throughout the whole trial?
Isn't it obvious, kid?
Huh?
We didn't want to repeat history again.
What? Repeat history?
Yup. When Vileplume was dead set on Cuphead being the culprit, she ended up being the killer. So, if we did the same steps again, as in accusing you throughout the whole trial, someone would eventually catch on that we're the killers. Or technically, I'm the killer, and Charmander's the accomplice. So that's why I didn't try to accuse you throughout the entire trial, Mickey. It's because we didn't want to repeat history again.
So you decided to keep quiet in order to save your own skin. I'll give you that. That's smart.
Wait a minute. I just realized something. Squirtle, the last couple days, you and Charmander didn't exactly get along, so what changed?
Wait a sec. Yeah, Wang, he's right. Even a couple seconds ago, you said you wanted to escape with Charmander, even though you two didn't see eye to eye. What's up with that, huh, Wang?
Well...
Huh? Why is he side-eyeing? Wait. That talk we had before the additional motive and the motive was announced. I told him to talk to Charmander about his boss. And he worked with Charmander as his accomplice. Meaning, he talked to Charmander about it. That's how... No. All of this is my fault? If I didn't tell Squirtle to talk to Charmander, none of this would have happened. I could have prevented this. Phineas wouldn't be dead. Squirtle wouldn't have to be dead. So, are we done here? Because you know what happens when the killer gets found out, don't you, Squirtle?
Oh yeah. That's right. It's my execution.
No! Wait! You can't do this!
Well, guess what, Buckaroo? I can, I will, and I should.
Well, if that's gonna happen, might as well say my final goodbyes. Cuphead?
Huh?
Bravo. Bravo out there, my friend. I'll admit, you're a really smart cookie. Daisy should really take back her words. You're smarter than you think, you know that, right?
I guess.
And Charmander?
Squirtle, please! Don't do this! I just...
Thank you. Thank you for putting up with my antics, despite me forcing you for everything. You're a really good friend, Charmander. And one more thing.
Okay.
Huh? What was that about?
Don't worry about it. As for the rest of you, everyone, don't make the same mistake I did. Don't go into this far into committing a murder. Never, ever, ever. I did my comeuppance, and I failed, and I should be shamed about it. But don't shame Charmander. He had nothing to do with this. I dragged him along with this, so this is my responsibility. Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready.
Wait, Squirtle, no!
Oh, is that a challenge I hear? Well then, let's get started! I prepared a very special punishment for the Ultimate Talk Show co-host, Squirtle!
I swear to Arceus if you do!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Goodbye, everyone. And Charmander, I'm so sorry.
Don't you just love showbiz? Where apparently you grow popular after your first few episodes, but then suddenly you have drama. Gee, I wonder if that's happened.
Over fucking 10,000 times!
But this cancellation was definitely unique. Although, the execution had to be a bit messy. But no matter, nothing for my co-host, aka the Dancing Monana. Eh? Oh, come on, okay, never mind. But on the bright side, Charmander, at least you don't have an annoyance dealing with you anymore. That annoyance is long gone for good.
Where do you think you're going?
What does it look like at this point? Back to my dorm. I clearly see you all hate me now. After working with a murderer. If you want your ticket out of here, I'm the guy. Just meet me in my dorm. And get it over with. I don't care anymore.
Mine. What is it that you want from us, Mine? What is it that you want?
Yeah! Did we do anything to upset you or something? Like, what did we ever do to you? These executions don't have to be necessary, you know that, right?
Let's just back to our dorms. I don't know if I can take any of this much longer.
Are you sure all of you want to leave? Well, technically one did, but sucks to be him, because he's gonna miss my very special announcement.
Oh, really now? Why should we care when it's just gonna be another one of your goddamn lies? Let alone just another freaking motivation for us to kill!
Oh, really now? Just another one of my goddamn lies? Well then, would you believe me if I said that I collaborated with another company, and 2 of the workers from said company are working with me? And those 2 workers are the students from your school, or technically your class. And one of them's the main reason why you're trapped here.
What did you just say?
We all stood in shock as what Monokuma said. Are you serious? Is that really true? Monokuma collaborated with another company in order to make this killing game. He's saying that 2 of the workers from the other company, one of us? No, there's no way he's serious. Right?
Did you just say...
Like 2 workers from the other company you collaborated with
Are with us at this Phineas school?
This has to be a joke, right?
Nope, this ain't a joke, you buckaroo. Apparently, it's true. 2 of you are workers from the other company that I collaborated with. And they're working for yours truly. Anyways, that's all the announcements I have for today. Good luck sleeping when you realize that 2 of you are working for me! Boy?
Hey, get back! And he's gone yet again. Failed again.
Cuphead? Are you alright?
I'm sorry. But I have to go!
Cuphead! Cuphead!
Cuphead!
Cops! Cops! Cuphead! Come on! Cuphead, wait! No, wait, hold on, Cuphead!
Cuphead, where?
Wow. I feel like he's going insane.
A lot of words to take in. So much has happened in the span of a day. Phineas was gone. Squirtle was gone. Apparently 2 of the 2 workers from another company are working with Monokuma. And worst of all, I could have prevented another murder, but I was too stupid to realize it. I just can't believe this. Phineas. Squirtle. I'm so sorry.
maybe some rest will help clear my mind for a bit. Alright. Time to rest my head for a bit. Huh? Wait, what's that on the back of my head? Come on. Come on. Huh? How did this get into the back of my... Wait. Cuphead? Huh? Bravo out there, my friend. Oh. Squirtle? Even though people betrayed you as an idiot, that was really smart. Because I think this could be our only chance of escape.